Hey, it's Nancy with You Can Do Nails. Welcome back to my channel. I am super excited today because this is my first mani using Waterslide Decals, and these decals were designed by my BFF, Diana Wing, aka Beautiful Disaster Nails. I'm stocking these gorgeous decals in the shop, the You Can Do Nails boutique. And I'm thinking about doing the little bralette and the heart. And as far as the color, I'm using Fireside Cider by Sparkle & Co. Really pretty glitter. And from Ally & Issy, Lily and Lace, which is an antique white, and that I'm going to put under the decals. So I've got my builder gel extensions that I just did, and I put on 3 layers of peel base. And I used the Sandara Nails peel off base coat that I also stock in the shop. So we'll go ahead and get into it. So for the dip base coat today, I'm using the Sparkle & Co. Base Bond number 2. It is dead of winter and kind of cold in the house. Not trying to run the heat that much, so with the dip liquids drying a bit slower, I wanted to work with something that dries a bit faster, but I don't normally use the Sparkle & Co. dip paste because it just dries a little bit fast for me. And I am going to go in with a thin coat of just the base, since I did use peel base, just so everything, dries correctly and not splotchy. So I'm going to start with the white, the Lily and Lace, and it's kind of an antique white, and it's got a subtle pearl finish. And it looks a little frosty on my ring finger just because that's how the base dried. But I'm going to go in with a thin layer of the base coat, and I'm going to pour over, since my nails are longer and these are 1/4 ounce jars, but really I like pouring over anyways just because I feel like it gets a much cleaner application. You don't smudge the base. And it may be a little less pigmented if you do pour over, so I like to pour over and then you can lay or kind of dip into the powder in the cupcake liner. And just clean up my cuticles with a cuticle stick. Everything is well absorbed. So it looks pretty good. White can be tough to work with, but I had no problem working with Lily and Lace. Brush off any excess powder so it doesn't get bulky and doesn't contaminate the base. It was a little uneven with the base, but it'll be all right. Now I'm coming in with the color, the Fireside Cider, DP 176 from Sparkle, which is a really gorgeous, like reddish mauve with this fiery iridescent glitter. And I also stocked this one in the shop. And I think I'll pour over my first layer. And you'll see this color went on really nicely as well. I just like to check the sides, make sure I got everything covered, get a nice even layer. And I try to get a really thin application since I already have these builder gel extensions. Just gonna continue on the rest of my fingers with the Fireside Cider. This color is so gorgeous. And I love that it has this kind of vintagey vibe that matches the decals. So now I'm brushing off the excess glitter. It's already super gorgeous after only one coat. And then in between coats, I still like to go in with the stiff nail brush, just because I think that the soft one doesn't really get off all of the specks of glitter. And now I'm going to encapsulate in clear with my Pure Diamond Clear from Risen Legacy, which is pretty much the only clear that I use these days. It's just so clear, and it's very finely milled, so I think that helps. There's no large stray specks. And when I encapsulate the glitter in clear, like this kind of dip, I do like to go a little heavier on the base, just to make sure that I have all that glitter encapsulated. And there's still a wet spot, so I'll dip back in. And I'll continue and encapsulate the rest on my fingers. And so once it's dry, I'm gonna go in with a stiff nail brush and scrub really well from multiple angles and just make sure that I get all of that clear off, all those stray specks. So that way when I go in with activator and top coat, it'll be crystal clear. So now I'm gonna go in with the Sparkle & Co. activator, which they call Solidify. And I go really, really heavy on the activator, probably a little too heavy, but I like to make sure everything gets fully cured and doesn't come off in chunks when I file. Make sure you cap the edges. So after it's dried, I'm going in with my file. I'm going to tap and hear that it's fully dry. I like to file the edges first. And I always file over my dust collector. So now I'm going in with a buffer. And now for the fun part, the decals. This is Diana's first release of decals. And they're all super cute. I'm so excited. She's super talented and artistic. So I'm really pumped to be stocking these in the store. So I'm gonna cut these out. When you're using Waterslide decals, you want to cut out the image and cut out the image as close as possible to the edges, which will be a little challenging on this little bralette. And I totally jacked my fiance's scissors. If I don't put these back, he will kill me. And I am using Sparkle & Co. gel base for this method. Since I'm going to be doing gel top coat over the dip, I figured it would be easy to use gel base. So now that I've cut them out, I'm gonna start with the heart and put it in a little ramekin of water for about 10 or 20 seconds, or just until the paper backing comes off. And in the meantime, I'm gonna pick up just a tiny smidge of gel base. So I'm rubbing off pretty much most of the excess product on the neck of the jar, and I'm just gonna put a little dab where I want to apply the heart. And if you didn't want to do this with gel and a curing lamp, you could also do it with a slower drying dip base. So I gently removed the back of the paper off, and I'm gently trying to pick up the Waterslide decal. And I'm not super experienced here, so this is my first time. So this would be done a lot easier if you were using like a clear jelly stamper to keep the image, you know, kind of flat and then see where you're placing it. But it wanted to fold up on itself, so I'm just gently trying to pull it back apart. But you can see these are super easy to work with. They don't tear. I mean, I fussed with the paper a little or the decal, and nothing came off. And then you just place it. So stinking cute. And the heart has a little watercolor effect. come back in with my gel base, just dab a little bit where the bralett's gonna go. This one was a little harder to pick up because you've got the straps that stick out. So you can see I struggled a little bit, but then I used the edge of the ramekin to kind of pull it up. And then I pulled it up on my finger and then just gently pulled it down. And everything just laid really flat and really nicely. So there's a little bit of a gap in between the heart and the decal, so I'm gonna add another one, this cute little love word, like a Cupid's arrow. And this one I did the same, just gently worked it up the side of the ramekin. But I just love these decals, they're so cute and it's just such a good option. You know, if you don't want to get into hand painting, you can get some, you know, intricate designs on your nails pretty easily. I needed it to lay flat, so I just laid it on myself. And this would probably be easier if you had those other, you know, more pointed type of tweezers. And I'm just gently placing it. So now I'm going to go in with gel base on all my fingers, all my nails. I cured that for at least 30-60 seconds, and now I'm going in with the gel top coat. And since I went in with the gel base first, full coat on all fingers, that gel top coat will not chip. Go in thinly with this and make sure that it's not pooling on the sides, as well as capping the edges. But I would love to know how you feel about decals. If you love them, hate them, comment below and let me know. Thank you so much for watching.